Welcome to LinkedIn Leads Mastery, the proven system to 2 to 5x your sales. My name is Shemaya. I'm a LinkedIn strategist and the author of Happiness is a Verb. And welcome everybody. I see a lot of you here from all over the world, from Poland, Pakistan, United States, many places in the United States, from Boston to Cape Town, South Africa. Amazing. And I can see already several businesses that definitely would be great. So welcome. You joined today hoping to find something that could help you. There are a lot of other things you could do right now, and yet here you are. So really, thank you for joining. I'm very excited and very well done for you for showing up. This webinar will be different. I'll be going fast, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't interact. You should. You shouldn't ask questions because you should. We will have Q&A at the end, but as you ask them throughout, sometimes I'm able to respond to them if they're relevant, or Cairo can capture them, or you can ask them again, but at least participate and ask and yes, engage. I'm the author of these books as well, but that's why we're not here. You may think that, okay, I get this idea, or this is something like I've done. You will not get it in the first 10, 20, or 40 minutes. It doesn't work like that. It's impossible to succeed if you can't persist. How many successful people do you know who quit and they gave up before they achieved their target? So if you can't make it to the end of the webinar, which will be about an hour before we do the Q&A, you should leave now, because nothing comes easy in life. If you stay on and actually participate, and you take action, even just take one thing and apply it, you will see that the next hour might be your first step on the path that you've been searching for many years. Now, really quick few agreements that I really would like to ask you to agree on. Number one, participation. I would love for you, even if I ask a question, we may have some polls. Please, I would really love for you to engage. This is not like a Netflix. It would be great to make it interactive. If you can have your camera on, I would love to see you. I won't be able to see everybody as we have so many people on today, but it will be great. I would love to see you and engage with you at the end, answer any questions you may have. But yes, just like with Wimbledon or any sport, it's the players who get paid, and the people just sitting there watching, they have to play. So they have to pay. So play full out. I do tend to talk a little fast sometimes. If I go too fast, please feel free to let me know. If you don't understand anything, please ask. It's all good. Would love to know if it's not clear. And then last, if I just can have your agreement, this is not a networking event. So if you came here to put your website and your pitch in my chat, your LinkedIn profile, that's not what it's for. We will let you know that if you're that desperate for leads and new business, I recommend you join the program. So you get your own events where you have a few hundred people sign up. Also, please do not ask for recording. The recording will be made available, but I'm not giving you permission for AI or any recording. So just by show of hands, if you are here on camera or in the chat, can we agree to these 3 simple points? Okay, great. Daniel, it's the same. Okay, great. Augustine, yes, thank you. Yes, that's great. So if everybody agrees, you will agree. We have a lot of people, so if you start spamming the chat, my team may kick you out, just so you know, that is the risk. Thank you. Now, let's get started. We have a lot to cover. Do you agree that companies who know how to market make a lot of money? Who would agree with that? Either you can do show of hand or in the chat, which you agree. If you know how to market, you will make a lot of money. They are very well known. Companies like Nike, we all know them, Disney, and of course, Apple. Now, your clients love your company, your products or service. When they got results, they're very happy with you. Yet, how many of you feel that you are the best kept secret? Anybody can relate? That if only more people would know about you, you could easily double to 5x your sales. Anybody? I see Vladimir saying, yep. Nikki? Would you agree with that? If just more people would understand how much value you could bring. And this really is what marketing is about. You need an ever-growing number of people to know about you. The purpose of marketing is to create want, to establish relationships, and sell something, creating future income. Now, once we have that clear, because just to summarize, so the purpose of marketing is to create want. People need to want something because then they can take action. Whether it's you want something, you want more leads, which is why you're here today. We want to establish a relationship. This is why I'm going to give you some really good value, some precious gems in today's training. And yes, I do want to sell you something because in this hour we have together, I'll give you great stuff, but really to implement it, you cannot go to the gym once and expect you're going to be in top shape. So yes, I would love to help you more beyond the 60 minutes that we have. Now let's discover how my LinkedIn system moves companies like yours from the shadow, from the best kept secret to the spotlight. Now, for who is this training specifically? Who will benefit today? Specifically, it's designed for founders and business owners of small to medium, high ticket B2B companies. B2B is the best platform on LinkedIn, and ideally people that have some value to share. You have something that your prospects want to learn about, a problem that you solve for them that actually improves their life. Now, whether you're at early stage and your goal is to reach $100,000 to $200,000, whether you are in the growth stage and you want to reach $500,000, in the scale stage and you want to reach $1 to $2 million, or you are already established, like you're a bigger company, but you want to add and really scale using LinkedIn to add an additional $1 to $2 million, this webinar will show you how. Now let's take a quick poll. What motivated you to attend today? What brought you here today? And there's a few quick answers, so I would love for your input. And again, have that participation. I will quickly share the chat to see. Quite interesting to see. My company needs to expand to the next level, 48%. But so for the majority, I know I'm not maximizing LinkedIn's potential. And that is why you came to the right spot. What's interesting with LinkedIn is that this platform has been around for years and it starts waking more and more up to the potential for business and business growth. Why you should stay till the end? Today's online training is like a crash course in LinkedIn marketing. I will show you the costly mistakes that make companies' lead generation fail, the hidden lead generation system that generates quality leads, and the proven formula to scale your lead generation to expand without paying a dime in ads. I've talked to companies that are spending thousands, like $5,000 to $7,000 per month, and they're not getting a fraction of the leads that my clients generate every single month without spending a dime in ads. At the end, we'll have Q&A where you get the opportunity to ask questions. So I will stay a little bit longer. If there's anything specific, I would love to help you as best that I can. Creating content, posting, sending connection requests, growing your following, building your brand is all great. The question is, does it generate leads and bring sales? Most companies are losing out on a lot of money because they don't understand this missing link. How to turn LinkedIn connections into sales conversations. You can have a network of like 2,000, 3,000, like I've seen people with 15,000 connections, and it's just sitting there. It's like a sleeping gold mine. So using a unique system that very few companies know how to use, and even fewer know how to use correctly, a system that allows you to tap into LinkedIn's huge professional network. And the cool part is you can bypass gatekeepers and fill your sales calendar with qualified leads, eager to learn more about your solution. Who agrees that would be great? Who would say, yeah, that actually would be an amazing strategy for my company? Vladimir, amazing. Who else? Carol, great, and thank you. And you can also respond in the chat. It's good, at least you came to the right place, and thank you for your participation. Now, who can relate to this? You have a profile, but it's not compelling and it's not generating new business. Maybe you have 3,000 plus connections, but actually you have no idea how to monetize your connections. Anybody can relate to this? And really you realize you lack a system to generate quality leads and consistently and to grow sales. Do you agree that it's more efficient to have a system than to do it manually? Especially if you're a business owner, even if you're in charge of marketing, it's not that you like, okay, I have an hour, 2 hours a day. Now what shall I do? Let me just go and send some LinkedIn messages. Most people would do much better if they have a system in place. And that's what we're going to talk about. How many of you have a really good product or service that if only you would get in front of more people, you would have more clients and they would get results. They would actually be able to improve their life, their business. They would be able to improve. Absolutely, Christine says, yes. Do you feel you are the best kept secret? And sometimes, I know when I first started, I'm like, how is that possible? I can see my competitors thriving while you have so much more to offer. And LinkedIn is your opportunity. Like they're almost 1 billion members. The question is, how do they find you? To generate more sales consistently, you need an effective lead generation system. And today I'll show you the proven LinkedIn lead generation system that I developed and fine-tuned using a very powerful yet little known feature that LinkedIn offers. You see, LinkedIn is growing. As I mentioned before, the timing now is perfect because it's more and more transitioning to a business platform. You know, it used to be known for just recruiting. If you need a job, people have their profile, but now it really is becoming more and more alive and generating a lot of income for a lot of companies if you know what you're doing. And even if you're selling something and you already have a business that's up and running, don't underestimate the power of a powerful LinkedIn profile. Like many corporations, when you would pitch them, they wouldn't even look at your website. Like sometimes it's even blocked with all the firewalls that they have set up. They will look at your LinkedIn profile to find out like how credible are you, who are you? Now the question is, how much gold is hidden in your LinkedIn network right now? Suppose you have, like, let's say 5,000 connections. And I'd love to see, maybe if you know, put it in the chat, like how many connections do you have? And we're just gonna take the examples. 52, oh, Jean, you're perfect. We're gonna do Jean, 5,200 connections. Now that means that there are about 250 to 750 people in your network, statistically, who would buy from you with more education, engagement, if they would just understand what you could do for them, how you could help them solve their problem, how you could help them achieve their dreams. Now, statistically, 50 to 150 of your first degree connections are looking for an answer to the problem you solve. Just imagine. Now, let's take the small number. Let's say you close just 10% of them. If you have a program or a service, a software or a value that has a value of $10,000, 5 new clients could represent 10,000 each, $50,000. That really could be the gold hidden in your network. And that is just like the initial people, because here are the other 250 to 750 people that really just need more nurturing. What is the little known hidden LinkedIn feature that's worth gold? LinkedIn events with my event webinar system. So let me give you the big picture so you know what we're going to discuss today. Because companies with successful lead generation and consistent sales create systems. They design a strategy, they have the right processes in place, growth hacks, the team, and then they expand and they continue to improve and optimize. So the first step in this program is in what's important is the marketing foundation. You need to have an effective emotional button because people decide based on their emotion. So what is it that draws them into you? What is it that, you know, like really speaks to their pain or a problem, or what keeps them up at night? How can you speak to that? Once you have their attention, you need to have a marketing message that helps them, makes them feel like, okay, I think this person understands. I want to find out more. And then, of course, you need to have an irresistible offer where people say, okay, I need this. I cannot say no to this. Now, how do I apply that in the event webinar system? We're looking at a targeting, laser targeting, knowing specifically. Now, a lot of people say, yes, but I do leadership training and I can work with executives and I can work with business owners, but I can also work with like marketing managers. That's all good, but for LinkedIn, it's best to target a specific group, to have your profile speak to a specific group and help them to solve the pain that they have. Because depending on who they are, they have different issues. That brings you to the optimized profile, and profile optimized for conversion. When people come there, they realize, okay, this person can help me with that. It has to be very, very clear. Network growth hacks. How can you expand and actually make sure that you continue to grow, build, and your network and engage, build the relationships? Here comes the event webinar system, which is where you are today, which is a great opportunity to leverage your network. People that have been in my network didn't actually know what I'd offer until I started doing LinkedIn events. They see the invitation. Some come right away, others just see it coming by, and at the same time, it's a great opportunity for them to see what is it you have to offer. Authority building. It positions you as the expert because you have value to bring. Advanced optimization, so we keep growing and improving. Then, of course, the sales conversion. Sales calls booked. Lead nurturing system, because here, all of you, in order to register, you either registered, you register on LinkedIn, you provided us your email address. So don't worry, you will continue to hear from us. We won't forget about you. And if don't, and you want to unsubscribe, it's okay too. Not a problem. But the people who want to buy but are not ready, are interested, need help, but maybe just busy right now, you want to nurture them. And of course, AI automation to get the most results and the most efficient growth. How is it designed? How does it work? And here you can see the marketing foundation. This was Adrian Harper, protecting law firms. We'll go into that a little bit more, but it's very specific what he does. Immediately, it's clear. The targeting, here you can use Sales Navigator, you can use Apollo, there's different tools for that. And here is a tool where you can really expand your network faster with some really great growth hacks. Event webinar system, using the LinkedIn event feature, which it's a free feature. Anybody can use it. You don't even need premium or Sales Navigator. The key is, though, how do you use it effectively to make sure that you have a lot of people show up? Sales conversion, and here you can see when you really make sure that you bring the value, people will book. This was actually, it's a little bit small to see here at the bottom. You can see 20 calls booked. This was from one of my clients after his event. He had 21 calls booked just for that week. Now let's dive a little bit deeper. What are some of the mistakes that people make? Marketing foundation, costly mistake number 1 to avoid. Here is a profile that you can see. Somehow I did not go the right slide. Yes, here you go. Janelle Karras. And I'm sure that if you look at other profiles, you've seen this, and hopefully it's not yours, where you can see that they just have, where's my mouse here, where you can see owner, United Country Real Estate, Prestige Auction. It doesn't really tell you how she can help. If you would look here, it would just seem she's a realtor. Well, in reality, what she does is really unique. She helps realtors increase their revenue and market share with auction marketing. So something very different. Actually, she helps realtors, so she generates more revenue for realtors. So you want to make sure that your profile is crafted in a way that people can see how you can bring value to them. And that really makes a difference if you get your profile done right. Like Erica, she worked with me, we rewrote her profile. She was booking, actually she did one of my programs. She was booking, she booked 5 sales meetings in 1 week just by optimizing her profile. And she had been active on LinkedIn, but never knew how to convert the messaging into sales conversations. Here are some great examples. I mentioned before Adrian Harper Vessel. You can see that here he was the business technology advisor. It doesn't really communicate anything with a very plain background, nice smile. But if you see a profile like this, you quickly, would click through. where he decided he does cybersecurity. So he decided to focus on law firms, protecting law firms, cyber defense, keeping your law firm and clients safe from data breaches, hackers, and viruses. You can imagine what would happen if all the data of a law firm would be available open. If they have a data breach, it would be huge. Now here you can see again the targeting, because law firms have a different pain points, have different problems than if you would work with a dentist, with dentists or with other industries. Now, just a quick question. Looking at these profiles and then looking at your own, do you feel that you need to improve your profile so it explains better how you help? Just a quick yes or no in the chat, just to get an idea. How many of you feel like, okay, I got something? Yes, for sure. Okay, good. And even just adding a cover will make a difference because it looks so much more professional. Any of you would say, yes, it's been on my to-do list for a while, but actually maybe you don't know where to start? Yes. Yeah, I see a lot of people that have that. Or maybe you came up with an idea and you started to prepare, but you just got so busy, overwhelmed, wondering, okay, will this work? What do I actually change? Where do I start? Yeah, definitely. Hasibul says the most underrated feature is LinkedIn cover, and there's different aspects to that. Because based on your headline, people will decide if they accept your connection request or not. So now I was wondering, as I was preparing this, if I would offer a masterclass to show you the formula to optimize your LinkedIn profile and really help you understand how to make money with LinkedIn, who would say, yeah, I would be interested to join? Instead of thinking like next week or 3 months from now, like, I should do my profile. Vikram, Augustine, okay, great. Just to get an idea. Interested. Okay, cool. Carol, possibly. Yes. Yeah, it was just an idea. If I were to offer a masterclass, I've done a masterclass similar before, where I charged $297, which is really easy to make back in sales, and much more than that if you participate and apply. If you can't make back $297 from a handful of leads and actually convert them, then LinkedIn may just not be the best platform for you. Because really, it is ideal for B2B, higher end, at least something where you give value to other businesses, or if you sell B2C, where you have a higher end program. Like I had a doctor, and these programs range between 2,500, 5,000, 10,000 and up. It can also work really well. Okay, thank you for sharing. Definitely appreciate that. Okay, let's continue. Targeting using Sales Navigator. For those of you who are not very familiar, you can choose here the geography. So target very specifically in areas, years of experience, and here the job title, depending on who you're targeting. Again, you want to make sure that your profile aligns with your targeting. If you choose a different market, then adjust your profile accordingly. Another great tool is the targeting with Apollo, where you can choose here, for example, specific job titles, how many employees, what level they have in the seniority level they have in the company. So that is really good to know, okay, these are the people that I want to target, and then optimize your profile, your LinkedIn event strategy, everything around that group to really understand what they need, what they want, and how you can meet and help them. This is the network growth, the LinkedIn campaigns. As I mentioned, most of us, I don't know about you, but that's for me, especially when it's a small company, but even if it's a bigger company, you have more on your plate. Most people don't have time to spend an hour, 2 hours on LinkedIn to go send messages and follow up. And there's just already so much going on. And then what happens is you do it for a while and you're not really consistent. So this is a tool that will allow you to send connection requests even while you're busy delivering clients, or you're out networking. You can send connection requests, follow-up messages, open email, so you can send a lot more messages out. Like here is one example, 182 messages, 182 that are just going out behind the scenes. And if somebody's interested, they respond, and you just respond to the people who are interested. We even have an amazing AI, like inbox manager kind of that can help you make it faster. But obviously, this is where the personal connection comes in. Never underestimate that, because it is a networking platform. When you do send messages in your campaigns, this is a really valuable tip as well. Shorten your messages to get better response rates. This was insights from InMails. So InMails are, if you have Sales Navigator, you send it to other people that have Sales Navigator, or paid messages, you have 50 a month. But the same principle is true. As you can see here, 0 to 400 has 22% better response rate. So when you message, keep your message very personable. Don't send a whole long message with your pitch, who you are, what you do. Nobody cares. Make it very personal and ask questions to find out if there is a need for what you have to offer. Now, here is what we used, event webinar system. You can see Adrian again, cybersecurity. So his event was on Shield Your Company Against Cyber Threats in 2024. As you can see, his profile was really targeted for law firms, but an event can be found by many more companies. So he made his event more broad that other people could attend as well. The survey shows that B2B buyers like the advanced LinkedIn event webinar system. Actually, that's my interpretation. What I really like are the webinars. As you can see, in the early stage, 57% likes webinars, middle stage, 47%, final stage, 37%. Still very, very high. Webinars still work really well if you know how to fill them, if your topic is of interest, and if you provide good content. Now here we have another great example. Gal Azra, he's the CEO of Guaranteed Prosperity. He did an amazing event, or does amazing events on marketing love languages, the secret to endless leads. What he did, the sales conversion. He generated 781 new leads with his first LinkedIn event. You can see, I mean, obviously the marketing love language worked because it attracted the right people. He closed 43 new clients. How many of you would say, yeah, I would love to have similar results? I agree. That would be quite amazing for me. Okay, Ashish, Jason. I'm just checking the Carl. Okay, cool. Okay, good point. Somebody was mentioning, he says we have events, not enough people coming through. It is key, and that's why I say the feature is available, but it really is a little hidden secret. How do you, what the whole system around it really? It's not one thing. It's actually the whole system that you need to build. I'm sure that you realize that to get results, you must apply what I'm teaching today. Would you agree? Doc, Fred, Sarah, I happen to see you on the camera right here. Would you agree that you need to apply to get results? Yes. And it's not always easy because life is busy. Business is busy. Exactly. Excuse me. And you may not really know where to start. Would you agree? Like, how do you actually write your profile? Where do you start? And now what you don't want is that the time we're spending today, the hour we're spending today, would be wasted. And the longer you procrastinate, the harder things get. Has that happened to you? That you think, I'll do it later, and then eventually like it becomes such a huge thing? Now, I want to ask you something. Do you agree that it's much better to have somebody coaching you? Like, I know I do. That's why I have a personal trainer, because I wouldn't make it often to the gym or work as hard. Sarah says yes. Totally with you, Sarah. Thank you. Totally. So that's why I would like to invite you to actually get it done together and join the special LinkedIn Gold Masterclass today. As I mentioned, the investment for Masterclass is $297. And I'm very certain that if you actually apply what you learn in this Masterclass, you make that and much more. Because once you have your profile and you understand the key components, I mean, this is something you have for, for life, really. But my mission is to help you improve your life. I've designed this special masterclass to show you step by step the formula to finally get your profile done correctly and start making money with LinkedIn. And as a special bonus, I will include the ChatGPT prompts designed for my high-paying clients to make it simple and quick for you, because I know time is limited. That's just what it is. Now, I love working with fast action takers. And so if you are committed to get results, instead of paying $297, you can join now for $5. I personally give you a 200% money back guarantee. Now, if you're not planning on doing anything, please don't think it's $5. I'm just going to see if it's going to work. It will not. You need to decide to make it work. I do not want your $5 if you're not going to apply. My purpose here is to help you get the results. So do not sign up if you're not serious, okay? I take someone entrusting me with your hard-earned money serious because I care. Client have paid $297 for my masterclass. I didn't just make up that number. And I'm sure that when you apply, you make much more than that, which is why I'm confident giving you a 200% money back guarantee. If you attend the full masterclass, you allow me to coach you, you participate, it was not worth the investment. I'll pay you back what you paid, plus I pay you $5 for wasting your time. Now, if you are one of the first seven people today that will join, the link will be in the chat in a moment. You'll receive a private one-on-one consultation with me as a unique gift for free, which is, So now we had some technical issues, and so I don't have a sales page. It's just a page, $5 that you can pay. We'll have to send you the confirmation manually because there was a little glitch in the system, but I do deliver, and my clients will tell you the results that they've achieved. Now, I'm ready. If you're ready, let's find the gold in your LinkedIn network. And you can find the link in the chat. Okay, wait, there's a sentence here. Yes, so if you are one of the first 7 people, you joined today, you'll receive a private one-on-one consult with me as a unique gift for free. Mistake number 2, the quality of your posts and messages. So what would you say is more important, the quality or the quantity of your LinkedIn posts and messages? Now, let's take a quick poll and find out. Sorry. Okay, Kyra, I will work with you. I see that some people have issues buying. It's a good problem to have, but you want to buy. It's not a good problem that the link is not working. But Kyra, I'm sure that you can get it resolved very quickly for people. I just want to continue so I can follow up. If not, we will email you with the link and you can still join. Don't worry. Okay, let's take a quick poll. You have the poll, Kyra? Okay, we don't have the poll today. No worry, she has to fix that. Maybe just in the chat, I saw a few people already. Let me know in the poll. Oh, here is the poll. What is more important, quality of your messages and posts or quantity? A little bit of both, Fred. Okay, I mean, I do agree you want quantity and you do want some level of quality, but which is most important? One has to be more than the other. Okay, 87% says quality. Quality. Okay, good. Definitely, majority says quality. And while I do agree, definitely agree that it's important that you can't spam people and sell them junk. Interestingly enough, it's the mistake most people make. It's the quantity of your promotion, not the quality, that determines your income. Because really, think about it. The question is, what is good quality post or a good quality message? Really, it's content that makes leads engage with you. It's not something that looks beautiful from your viewpoint. I've seen people that spend a lot of time, and trust me, I'd be no exception. I used to do that as well. I was creating these amazing posts, and it just was one, where for the whole month, where if you would post consistently, if you send messages consistently, you can see what's actually working. And then you can create posts and content that has quality. You improve the quality over time, because then you base your results not on what you think looks good or what you think is good quality, but actually what's getting you results. And here are some examples. And again, you want to work with LinkedIn's algorithms as well. So yes, again, I'm not saying you should post spam. It needs to be good, but it doesn't have to be perfection from the first one. The quality is important, but the quantity is more important if you want to if you want to grow your income. Here you can see some of the posts, the number of impressions, 18,000, 143, 275,000. It really helps to understand, okay, how do you create engagement with people? And not all of them perform this well, but if you do it enough, you'll see what's working and what's not working. You need to learn a behind the scenes formula and break the code of LinkedIn's algorithm to get these kind of results, and really understanding that quantity is more important than quality. It's more important if you max out your connection requests, but usually it's about 100. If you have a good acceptance rate, LinkedIn will give you more. Let's say you have 100, 150 connection requests. Use them every week. Instead of sending 3 perfect requests, it's not enough. You need the quantity to really grow your network and your company. Content works best combined with an outreach strategy where you land in the inbox. You want to find out who's browsing and who is really looking for your solution. And that's why LinkedIn events combined with my LinkedIn event webinar system are so very powerful. It's the most effective tool to turn your LinkedIn connections into sales conversations and generate leads and turn them obviously into sales. They are a proven system to generate leads and grow sales because LinkedIn allows you to invite a lot of people to your event. Again, it's the quantity that's very valuable. Here are an example of some successful posts. This was from Akara Shaba. They got a lot of impressions, and as you can see, a lot of engagement, like 10,420 people liked, 499 comments, 1,174 reposts, and then he used it to fill and promote his LinkedIn event. So not just posting, but actually driving the traffic very intentionally to capture the leads and find out who is interested in his offer. Now he does the future of NHS care. He has an AI solution for CQC rating. It's very specific for the UK, where service providers like home cares get this rating, which is very important to them. So it's a very specific market, and yet he had 80 people attend. Costly mistake number 3, it's a roller coaster. You're active on LinkedIn, but then you get busy. You're not doing anything for a while, just messages sitting there. You start to think maybe LinkedIn isn't working for you. What's the problem? You lack a LinkedIn marketing system. And this is a great quote. 94% of failure is the result of the system, not the people. From Edwards Deming. He was an economist, very instrumental in rebuilding Japan after World War II by teaching businesses to succeed by fixing their systems. Because let's have a look. The future of your company depends on leads, because without leads, no sales meetings, no sales, no income. Your business can't survive without income. And LinkedIn events could be a great system to help you grow your revenue. How do you build it? Just really giving you, again, the overview, how to build your own event webinar system. The key is the foundation. You need to have a good emotional button and have a marketing message that appeals and an irresistible offer that people want to buy. The targeting needs to be right, laser targeting, solving a problem for that specific industry or that group, addressing the pain, the problems that keeping them up at night. Your profile must be optimized for conversion so that people actually understand what it is, what you do, and what you offer. The network growth hacks we talked about, then the event webinar system, leveraging your network and even other people's network. There's some tricks for that as well. Authority building, advanced optimization, and then making sure that obviously you convert them into sales. Sales calls booked. We do have Akara, maybe you can have this link in the chat as well. For people who want to book. So there's a difference with the consultation when I actually look at your profile and give you, it's more like a coaching sessions, or the strategy call where we can see how this strategy would fit in and would work for your own company. And lead nurturing system with the AI automation. Does it work? Well, let me share with you how it worked for Nurik and how we went from 1 appointment every 2 weeks to 5 to 20 sales calls booked per week?
I started working with Shamaya. We really had maybe like one appointment every 2 weeks, and then we were desperate, and I tried to sell as much as possible that appointment. But if you lose it, then you're always constantly looking for a lead, not certain about what to do. Don't have really a budget to grow because I have to rely on sometimes luck. But then once I joined Shamaya's first webinar, it was like 200 people attending, and that's when it was closed, and I bought her program the same day. So, and then ever since, we've been hosting webinars, and right now, we actually, our company grew by like 30%. We got 3 more team members, and we have a whole strategy. Like, I take care of marketing for these webinars, and we book about 5 to 20 appointments a week now.
And this was already several months ago, because he gave me the numbers, and this was in January, February, I think. I should add the date to these numbers. So before, he was generating about, before he met me, he started before, he got 2,500 per month in net profit, 2 to 4 sales calls per month. It was just him and a VA. The situation was stressed, to say the least, as he shared with you. Sales was mostly from referrals and cold outreach, but referrals are great. You can't really count on them. Currently, and this currently is already a few months ago, in the meantime, he's continued to grow. He's generating 18,000 per month in net profit, 60 plus sales calls per month. His company has grown to 9, including a business partner investor who wanted to be part of it. And his sales comes primarily, if not completely, from the LinkedIn webinar system. So in this case, he didn't even double his income. He basically, more than 5x'd his net profit. So if you're ready to 2 to 5x your sales with your own LinkedIn webinar system, Kyra will put the link for you. This is the system that we used for Nurik. And as you can see, we continue to improve, because maybe you didn't get exactly the results. We'll work with you. That's why it's a 12-month program to do the whole system. Now, yes, and then, okay. So if you do want your help and you feel like, okay, good, this is actually, we're ready to scale. I'm really in a position where I need more leads. I want to grow and expand with what I'm currently doing. The LinkedIn Event Mastery System comes with full training with support. It's the step-by-step success formula. How do you build your whole webinar system out? Access to the amazing community. We have office hours for strategy and implementation support once a week, optimization guidance, and your investment starts from $3,000 a month. If you want to do that, you can book a strategy call in the chat. The link is there. Option 2, if you say, okay, you know what, we already have like a team in place, there's really not more that we have in resources, but we really would like to get it done. We have the webinar event system designed and built for you. So that really is for busy founders and owners who don't really want to learn the whole system themselves. They just want to have it set up and done, where we work with you to complete and put in your whole complete lead gen system in place. From your LinkedIn profile, event strategy, design, setup, and more, completely executed and implemented for you, with investments starting from $7,500. If you are accepted into this program, the results are guaranteed. So we guarantee the leads that you can convert. Again, and that is exactly what we did, but what we start with. And if nothing else, if you're not ready for the whole system, or even if you are, either way, you need to start with the foundation, the marketing foundation, by getting a strong message and have your profile optimized for conversion. That really is where the journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. That's how Nurik went for 2,500 net profit to 18,000 per month. The title of the event is very vital, and your profile is the first step, optimizing it so it actually converts. And here is just some of the statistics, how important it is, and how more people are using LinkedIn more and more. Over half of B2B buyers have used LinkedIn to support their purchase process during the past year. The question was, have you or anyone in your purchasing team used LinkedIn to support your purchase? And you can see 56% said yes. Of the C-level and VP executives, 63% said yes. So your profile, if it's not good, it could be costing you more money than you realize. which is why I have this special invitation, the LinkedIn Gold Masterclass today. Now, what's in the investment normally is $297 because I really want to help you improve your life. It's the step-by-step formula to finally get your profile done and start making money with LinkedIn. So what is it in the training? It's the steps that will show you how to optimize your profile and make money with LinkedIn. It includes the ChatGPT prompts that I designed for my high-level clients just to make it much easier and much faster. And yeah, you do have AI that can help you, but there's nothing like crafting and the personal input and your personal voice that has to go through. The chat and the AI is just like can help you, but there's nothing like you doing it. As I mentioned, I love working with fast action takers. So if you are committed to get results, instead of paying $297, you can now join for $5. And I personally give you a 200% money back guarantee. The first 7 people will receive a one-on-one consult, which is separate from the LinkedIn strategy call. Like the LinkedIn strategy call would like be, how would this strategy work for your business? Really understanding if it would be a good fit for us to work together. Where the consultation, we actually dive in and look in, okay, how can I help you improve your profile, your strategy? Like what are you currently doing, what's working, and how can I help you make it better? Now, really, my life can be divided to 2. My life before the LinkedIn webinar system and my life after. And the reason I'm telling you about my life before and after is because I need you to understand how your life will improve when you decide to work with me and have this system implemented in your company by just sharing a little more about myself. And if I'm really honest, it's not an easy story to tell. It was a beautiful morning. I was riding my horses in the mountains of the rainforest Intac in Ecuador in South America. I'd moved to Ecuador 4 months prior to do missionary work. And you know, when I arrived, I didn't speak a word Spanish. I didn't know anybody, but I really wanted to help. Then one Saturday afternoon, I came home from the market. I let Shanti, my horse, out in the field, and I walked in, put my bags on a table, and I sat down, and I noticed that I wasn't feeling well. And then stomach ache was getting worse and worse. It became unbearable. During the night, the fever, the cramps, I'd never been in so much pain. And I really wondered, if I die here tonight, how long for my family to find my body in this remote area? Just imagine being really sick in a strange country, all alone, lost, lonely, afraid, where you don't speak the language, you don't know the system. I didn't even know where to go or who to call. Fortunately, the next day, the sister of the landlord, she happened to come by, and she took me to the hospital. And the doctor told me I had a severe salmonella infection, and without antibiotics, I could die. So I went to this private clinic. I got an IV with antibiotics. This was the most horrendous thing ever. I don't know if you ever had it, but it's like your veins are on fire. It was so excruciating painful. For months after, I was still weak, hardly able to function, let alone work. Because like it wasn't just the salmonella, it really was, I would say, the antibiotics that knocked the life out of me. And I didn't have a system or a team. Unfortunately, I am still here to tell the story. That's the good news. But you can imagine how my business and my income was suffering. So when my fiance proposed, I believed, I was certain it was God's answer to my prayer. So I packed up my life. I sold my horse, my house, everything, and flew to the US, excited with the preparations for the wedding. And then a few weeks later, we were sitting at this Mexican restaurant and looking at the menu, and out of the blue, he looks at me and says, Shemaya, the wedding is off. And I said, wait, what? 2 weeks before the wedding, Jonathan broke up with me. I had given up my residency for Ecuador, my horse, my dream, to be with him in California, and he dumped me. Cold, cruel. I was devastated, broke, and I ended up homeless, living out of my suitcase. It was terrible. I was heartbroken. I was so angry, and I couldn't stay in the US. I couldn't go back to Ecuador. And that's when I met Mayor Ezra, who became my mentor and friend. I was at such a low point in my life. How could he even help me? I'd gone to so many seminars. I spent a small fortune on courses and coaches, and he was so wealthy, successful, and I was living out of a suitcase, but I had no choice. I had to give it a shot. I knew he had results, And I know at least I should try, apply what you suggest. I wasn't excited, but there was a little spark of hope left. Maybe something could be done. And what happened next was shocking. I actually applied the business truths that Mer taught me, especially the marketing love languages I highly recommended, to develop my LinkedIn event webinar system. It was such a huge success that more than once they maxed out Zoom's maximum upgraded plan. You can see here we've had over 39,000 registrations and attendees over time. People wanted to join at some events and they just couldn't get on. And what's cool is that it has changed my life, but not only my life, it has also changed the life of my clients. Like Jonathan, who was at a very critical point where he almost gave up his business because he didn't have the leads. He had suffered from long COVID, also these health challenges that he was facing. And after starting working with me, he doubled his revenue. Their families improved, and obviously the profitability of their companies. So if you are a founder or small business owner, I know life can be challenging. You know, there were several business family situations that took my focus completely from my business. But thanks to the system that I have in place, leads continue to come in, which allowed me to grow my business while working less hours. That's what happened for me. And I'd love to help you and see how you can create something as well. So whether you want to scale your company, get out of debt, help more clients, travel to amazing countries, or just make more money and live the life you always know you could create. What you need is you need a system, you need the knowledge, and you need a coach. Somebody who really cares for your results, because reality is nobody succeeds alone. Here is just an example of what's possible. So let me introduce you to Matthew and what happened for him when he started launching his LinkedIn events.
I sent out, I think 1,000 connections. We had about 100 actually register, and we got one sale out of it. Since I'm selling a very high ticket, 5-figure B2B system, it's between $10,000 and $12,000. Just getting that one client from the process was really like a big win. And I also have about 99 other people to follow up with that now know about the product.
So one sale plus 99 leads to close later, $12,000 in initial sales. How many of you say, you know what, if I would do an event just once a month and I would have 12,000 initial sales plus 99 leads, who would say, well, you know what, I agree, that would be amazing. How would that change your business? Doug, I happen to see you on my screen. Would that make a difference for you? I agree. Christine, thank you. Greg, thank you so much. Thank you for joining. If you have any challenges with the payment, just add your link, your phone number and your email. I know it's a bit of a hassle, but we will follow up with you. I don't know exactly what happened, but we will get it resolved. Well, that's just part of life, I guess, the barriers we're overcoming, but it's all going to be okay. So don't worry. It's all going to be good. And so, yes, LinkedIn events are a proven system to generate leads and grow sales. This is Angela Leon. She's the owner of Semirosa's virtual assistant. Another great example of what is possible. Now, her VA packages range between $2,500 and $11,000 per month. So you can imagine the value of a client is about $30,000 per year or more.
We generally, from every LinkedIn event, will get about 4 to 5 leads. People who want to right on the spot say, I want to chat, or they call me right after and say, I'd like to speak. And we at least walk out with 2 or 3 clients.
Yeah, as I mentioned, her value of a client is at least 30,000 per year. So 2 new clients is about 60,000 in extra sales. So just imagine how valuable it is.
As a result, we had about 50 calls booked within about 2 months, and one of which became a very massive potential strategic partner that we're in early talks on, and it's going very, very well, which would roll us out to probably a good percentage of the largest property management company in the United States, which has been a huge deal for us.
Again, just amazing results. We heard you already. Now, we went over this, how to design and build your own LinkedIn event webinar system, the marketing foundation, making sure you have the right targeting, the event webinar system in place, combined by the system with AI, follow-up, nurturing, to really optimize sales conversion. This is the case study that Nurik we went over. So if you want something similar to that, the question is, are you going to go this way? Because you can. I mean, the feature is there. You can set it up. It's not difficult, but it's like going with horse and buggy from LA to New York. You'll get there eventually. It's not the most comfortable way, but you will get there. You may have some obstacles on the way. Or would you like to have a way that's much faster, more relaxed, more fun, and just join me in my jet? Because over time and working with clients, like we've figured out what's working, what's not working. It will just get you on the fast track. So you don't have to struggle and figure it out on your own. So you really have to decide, get started now, join today, and work together to start planting seeds. Seeds that you can begin harvesting next month and every month ever after. Or you can keep spinning your wheels, trying to figuring out everything on your own, wasting time and taking much longer to eventually see results, hopefully. So I'd love to invite you again. I don't know if the link is working, but it's all good. I really hope it was valuable for you. If we do have the opportunity, the link for the strategy calls is working. So if you want to have your system for your company and look into like really building the full system, definitely would love to talk if you're in a position to invest and really commit to getting those results. If you want to join the LinkedIn Gold Masterclass today, the investment for the masterclass, usually I would charge $297. Action takers today pay $5 with a 200% money back guarantee. And the first 7 people will get the private one-on-one consultation with me. Yeah, so I don't know what's happening with the page. The moment I'm just letting, you can add your phone number and your email in the chat, then we can follow up with you. And you just have to ask yourself really, if not me, if not this, then what? What are you going to do to build a system that gets you generating leads every single month after month? Now, most people start with an event once a month because they get so many leads. I mean, it takes a little while to follow up with everybody. Other people have built the team. They do them every 3 weeks, every 2 weeks. I mean, it really is up to you. Like once you have the system, you can scale it. It takes a little bit to build. It's like a LinkedIn lead generation machine. So building the machine takes a little bit. Once you have the machine, you won't have to pay for ads. You can continue to build your fill your pipeline with quality leads. If not me, then who? If not now, then when? Because don't forget, yes, you pay, whether you pay $5 or you pay, like there's clients paying $15,000, $25,000 for the year program in helping with implementation. If you don't do it, it's costing you money too. You don't realize it, but there's a whole lot of money that you're leaving on the table because you're not converting and people buying from someone else. So how much money are you missing because you actually don't have a system and you're not really optimizing your results with LinkedIn? Here's another example. I mentioned him in between Jonathan Flack's resume writing and LinkedIn profiles, really helping people get their next leadership job. His results were amazing. This is one of his events, the hidden job market, how to find your next leadership role. He's been, he doubled his revenue in the first year. And he says, I'm now on track. He has the system. He's expanding his team to, again, double in next year that he's working without, as I mentioned, without paying anything in ads.